Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Avax. I do want to say that I am not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, before we get into the video, I do want to mention the donation link down below in the description. Feel free to support Ukraine by donating to the Ukrainian military. Help us win this war, guys. And it turns out that some people are upset that I'm trying to support my own country. So if you're going to leave a comment like some people have done before talking about Nazi government or whatever bullcrap that you've been fed, please don't waste your time. Don't waste my time. Just leave the channel. Don't watch these videos, and don't tell me to not bring politics into this when people are literally getting butchered in my country. Kids are getting raped by Russian soldiers. You do not have the right to tell me to keep politics out of this. So yeah, let's just get that out of the way. So let's jump into, I do apologize about such a dark opening, but it had to be said because people were leaving very, very propaganda-ish comments. But jumping into the daily chart here. So Avax, as you can see, we ran into the 1.272 here at $100. I had this Fibonacci retracement many months ago. So if you had this on your chart, you would have seen this resistance level and you could have taken some profits there or looked for a swing trade. Now you can buy in 15% cheaper, which is pretty good. Now, if I zoom out, just so we can see where the swing low and the swing high is of this Fib retracement. Basically, this was the swing low back in August of last year, and the swing high was over here during the February pump of 2021. Now, zooming in, you can see that we have bounced off of this support in January, off of $61. And from there, we have been in a move to the upside. So we have run into the 1.272. Now we bounced back down from there. We got rejected, and now we're looking for support. We lost the 20 EMA, and we're hitting our head on the 55 EMA right now. So there are a couple of support levels you want to look at. So first of all, $80.30. This yellow trend line here has been a support area before, and we have hit this area as resistance multiple times previously. Now, the lower support yellow trend line is also something you want to keep an eye on, because if you are going to lose this yellow one, you are potentially going to bounce off of this one and you're going to continue in this descending triangle and have a break to the upside, because you have multiple bounces off of this yellow trend line. You haven't lost it, and each time you had a bounce off of it, you had a move to the upside. So this is something to look for potentially. And we did have this trend line, this $70.60 trend line, but I don't think we're going to need that anymore. So those are the couple of trend lines you want to be looking at. Obviously, if you go any lower than this and you start capitulating, just dollar cost average your way through the dip, because you never know how low something or an asset is going to go down. So yeah, just never buy all in and always have some stable coins in reserve. Now, jumping into the RSI here. So you can see that this first white trend line here represents a resistance level that we have hit 3 times in the past couple of, I would say 8 months. So we did break out here in March eventually. We had even a back test of support here, 2 back tests of support, and then we had this nice move to the upside, and we got this capitulation. We got this move to the downside, and we bounced off of this pink trend line below. Now, this pink trend line in the middle here is a resistance trend line that we have been hitting our head on multiple times as well. And we just had a bounce off of that as support. So this is potentially bullish, because once you break through resistance and you have the back test of support, you are looking good for continuation. Also, you do have this support below. You've had multiple touches off of this support trend line. So if you are going to enter a deeper correction, a deeper pullback, I would look at 40.34 on the index here. So this is something that you want to look at. If the RSI gets down there, then just, buy some Avax without even looking at the price action. So Avax is a long-term trade for most people, or for at least those who want to make good profits. And let's take a look at some of the long-term targets here. So we do have the 1.414 sitting at $132. This is where we got back in November. Above that, we have the 1.618, which is our target after breaking the first fib level. And above that, we do have the second fib level sitting at $393.50. So that is something that I'm going to be targeting by the end of this bull market. So the longer this consolidation period goes on for, the more chances we have of going higher for these higher cap altcoins. Now let's jump into the 4-hourly chart on the Binance website. Actually, before jumping into the 4-hourly chart, I jumped into the daily because I do want to take a look at, I was on a different chart, I do apologize. So I do want to take a look at the Stochastic Rsi here. So as you can see, we are in the oversold here. We're getting to the oversold. And once you enter the oversold here below the index of 20, that means that the asset is quite oversold, and it is a lot more safer getting into it right now than when it is overbought here above the index of 80 or when it is in the middle here. So that is something to keep in mind. Now also, we did just have a bearish cross on the MACD. So once you have this bearish cross, you usually see a continuation of the downtrend. So potentially we are going to jump down to some of the support levels that I just gave you on the previous chart. Now, let's jump into the 4-hourly chart real quick to see if we have any divergences. So on the Stochastic Rsi, you are recovering from the oversold over here. So you still have a good opportunity to enter right now. The relative strength index went below the index of 30 here as well. So you were oversold. And once you see these oversold positions, it is the best time to get into those projects because you can see that the recovery is usually very quick and very strong. Now, jumping into the MACD, the moving average is curling up for the bullish cross, which is something you want to keep an eye on. So once you get the bullish cross, just like you did over here, you are potentially going to see some nice moves to the upside, or a bullish cross that you had over here, March 15th. Look at that appreciation. So you have to pay attention to all these indicators together. And let's see if we have any sort of divergences between the price action and our oscillators. So the RSI at the minute, I don't see any divergences right now. And let's just throw down a Fib retracement real quick. All right, so I slapped on this Fib retracement. We do have a bearish cross on the 4-hourly chart, the 20 EMA cross below the 55. And right now, our swing low here is at 81. The swing high is sitting at $104 almost. So we need to get through a couple of resistance levels here. And a very important resistance level here would be the 0.618, because that is the golden ratio. Once you get through that, you're most certainly going to retrace all the way to the swing high here. And once you break the first fib level, you are looking at your next target, which is over here at the 1.618, sitting at $120. So these are some levels to keep an eye on. Also, the 0.5 is the level that has the most resistance before the golden ratio. So these are two levels that you can look for and see some swing trade opportunities. And as you can see, we are very far away from the 20 EMA. So this usually means that we're going to see a quick recovery and at least a back test of resistance of the 20 EMA here. I do apologize about the brush color. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If I did miss out anything on the charts, feel free to let me know down below in the comment section. Let me know what you think of Avax. What are your personal targets? Because keep in mind, anything I say is not a financial advice. This is strictly my opinion, and these are my resistance levels and my support levels. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Feel free to use the donation link down below in the description, guys. That has nothing to do with me. This all the money strictly goes to the Ukrainian military. And also feel free to join our Patreon, join the HaZeeq's crypto club. We do have low cap jump calls in there. We do have TA in there. We do have your requests, and anything you really want is all there on the Patreon page. So feel free to support me over there. Thank you for watching. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.